Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a Thanksgiving makeup tutorial and it's on this look. This might be what I'm going to wear for Thanksgiving. It's dark and smoky and I used a lot of deep burgundy colors to create this look. And I really like these colors for the fall and that's what Thanksgiving reminds me of. I don't know, Thanksgiving just reminds me of that, of fall, and I just thought this look was appropriate for that. And if you guys want to see how I get this look, then just keep on watching. Alright, we're starting by priming the face and I'm going to be using the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I'm applying it first on my cheeks and then spreading it all over my face. And then I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal True Match foundation in the shade W6. And I'll apply the foundation onto the brush and then buff it into the skin. And I'm also going to bring it down the neck so we can get an even layer. And then I'm going to be using my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Medium, number 25, and applying it under my eyes. Also on my nose, my forehead, and my cupid's bow. And also on my chin. And then I'm just going to use the E.L.F Flawless Concealer brush and blend it out. Now I'm taking my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder in the shade 310 and setting my foundation. And then I'm going to take the same powder and just set under my eyes, my nose, my forehead, my chin, and my cupid's bow, just anywhere where I applied the concealer. I'm going to take the RCMA No Color powder and just bake under my eyes. I'm also going to bake my chin and my forehead. And then I'm going to be using my E.L.F Mineral Eyeshadow Primer and prime my eyelids. And then I'm just going to blend it out with my finger. And to begin the eyes, I'm going to be using Peach Smoothie and Creme Brûlée as my transition shades mixed together. And I'm just buffing it into my crease and bringing it up. And then I'm going in with this shade and applying it into my crease, mainly focusing it into the crease and just bringing it up into the brow bone just a little bit, not too much. And then I'm going back in with the first brush that we started with and blending those two colors together. And here I'm going to go with the shade right under the first eyeshadow and apply it in the outer corner and just bring it in just a little bit into the crease, but it was looking a little too pink, so then I went in with the orange eyeshadow and just applied this orange eyeshadow right over that shade, and then I'm gonna blend it out. And here I'm just taking this Milani palette and using the orange shade and just applied this in the crease. Focus most of the pigment in the outer corner, and then I'm gonna take this shade right next to it and blend the colors. Here I'm taking Makeup Geek Bitten and applying this in the outer corner. Again, I'm just blending. You guys know blending is key to have a great eyeshadow. Taking more of Makeup Geek Bitten and just intensifying the color. You want to get this as dark as you want. I wasn't getting it as dark as I wanted it to be, so I took a little bit of this black eyeshadow from the BhCosmetics palette and applied it in the outer corner of the eye. Now I'm just taking Central Park by ColourPop and applying this right next to the black eyeshadow. I'm gonna do this into kind of like an ombre high. So I went in with black in the very outer corner, then I'm gonna go in with Central Park kind of in the center of the lid, and then, which is what I'm doing right now, and then I'm taking Bitten again, putting that right in the kind of in like the beginning of the eyelid and in the middle, just making sure the Central Park and Bitten mixed together, and you want to just get it as intense as you want it to be, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going back and forth with the same colors and intensifying the colors to as dark as I want it to be. Here I'm just going back in with the black eyeshadow and intensifying the outer corner a little bit more because I wanted it to be a little bit more smokier and dramatic in the outer corner. And now I'm just blending, and now with the brush that we started with, I'm just gonna blend everything together so it can look smooth and very blended. Here I'm just taking the brush that we applied Central Park with, and I'm just running it in the crease. It has no extra eyeshadow in it, it's just whatever's left. Just run it in the crease so the eyeshadows can blend nicely. Now I'm taking the shade and applying it in the inner corner of the eye, just so we can brighten that part. Here I'm just taking off the bakage under the eyes. Now what I'm doing here is taking the RCMA powder in an angle brush, and I'm using it to clear up the edges of the eyeshadow and also painting it into an angle of a wing. And here I'm just taking Central Park and applying it on the lower lash line, and then I applied some of the black eyeshadow on the outer corner, and this pencil brush has Bitten on it, and I'm just blending all those colors together. And now for a more blended lower lash line, I'm taking this brown in the Milani palette and just running it underneath those colors, making sure they're very well blended. And now I'm just going to do my eyebrows, but before we do the eyebrows, I'm going to take off the baking of the forehead and the chin as well. For my eyebrows, I like to start at the outer corner and focus most of the pigment on there. And once the color is kind of running low, I like to bring it to the front so like that not a lot of pigment shows in the front and it looks a lot more blended. I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but yeah. Alright, and to clean up the brow, I'm just going to take a little bit of concealer and just put it around the brows, and then I'm going to take my concealer brush and just clean it up, and this is going to make it look a lot more cleaned and more defined, so this is always a good trick to do. I'm going to move on to contouring the face, and I'm going to be using my Anastasia contour kit, and I'm using the two cooler shades, like the middle shade and the left shade, not the very warm shade. And I'm just gonna apply this in the hollows of my cheeks, also on my forehead, and I'm also contouring my nose, but I didn't show you guys that because then it would be very long. And you guys seen me contour my nose many times before. And then I'm gonna take this Rimmel Natural bronzer, and I'm just gonna apply it over the contour just to bring back some warmth into the skin. Clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna use the RCMA powder and run it right below that, right below the contours. And I'm also gonna set my smile lines and my mustache and on my chin again, because throughout the day I do get sweaty and I want all of that to just stay matte and in place. Blush, I'm gonna be using this E.L.F mineral blush. I'm not sure what shade it is, but everything will be listed down below. Now I'm applying it on the apples of my cheeks and then running it back towards the temple. And for highlight, I'm using BECCA Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop. So you want to blind everyone at dinner so they can be blind and you can eat all the food. Just kidding. And over that, I'm gonna use a little bit of Pearl just to make it pop even more. And I'm also gonna apply highlight on the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, and my Cupid's bow. And then I'm just going to take a big stippling brush and run it all over my face to blend everything together. And then with this blending brush, I'm just going to take away the bakage that we did under our contour and in the chin. And now I'm just going to curl my eyelashes and apply some mascara. And the mascara I'm using for my top lashes is the Pro mascara. You guys know this is my favorite. This one makes my eyelashes extra long and it leaves them curly how I want. And for my lower lashes, I'm using the Maybelline Great Lash Mascara in Blackest Black. Now for lips, I'm going to be using the NYX lip liner in the shade Nude Beige, I believe it's called. Not sure. Check in the description box to make sure everything is correct. And over the lip liner, I'm going to be using a NYX Butter Gloss. Didn't look so pink in the bottle, but once I applied it, it was really pink and I didn't really like how pink it was, so I went over it with a nude lipstick. And now to finish off this look, I'm going to be spraying some NYX Matte Setting Spray. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I really liked how it turned out. I hope you guys did too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give it a big thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel. And also don't forget to share this video with your family and friends and tell them to subscribe so we can grow as a family. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!